The greatest superpower that you can cultivate is for you to be able to be with yourself. Now, most of us, including myself, struggle with this because we were brought up in environments where the people around us who were important for us and still are were not able to do that for themselves, let alone be a role model for us to learn from. Not being able to be with yourself is a learned lack of the capacity to tolerate the psychic space that is formed once we are quiet on our own physically and on our own mentally or psychologically. And psychoanalysts talk about this space as being benign, meaning that this space for the developing brain is actually a safe internal space where we can just be, where we can explore, when we can be creative and feel safe doing so. Or this space for the developing brain can be malignant, meaning that it is threatening to our core sense of self. And how we perceive our psychological internal space is hugely built upon how we were perceived as children by the important others and how they themselves perceive themselves to be. The base for mental health actually is developed through our relationship with our internal space. If we perceive being with ourselves as something that's uncomfortable and anxiety provoking, that we develop symptoms of anxiety, depression, and coping mechanisms of addiction. But if we perceive our internal psychic space as something that is safe, as something that is holding us in a state of comfort and soothing and also support for exploration, then we can move through those symptoms that actually don't develop in such capacities that would be dysfunctional for our lives. And developing the safe internal space is a process that we firstly develop through the corrective experience in the relationship with a person who has developed the capacity to be with themselves. And through that mirroring and through that relationship that is safe, we can start internalizing the tools and capacities to build that internal psychological space that is safe for ourselves. And if you're interested in developing an internal safe space for yourself, I offer one-on-one sessions where we do just that, and I would love to see you there.